Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel. I'm here with another card video, and in this video I'm going to share 5 different ways to color your glitter cardstock. So you can just grab some white glitter cardstock. The one that I'm using is from Tonic Studios. Comes with several sheets in a pack. I really like this glitter cardstock because the glitter does not fall off. So I am die cutting my white glitter cardstock with a Poppy Stamps die. It has a scallop circle and then it cuts the word love inside. I'm going to cut that out 3 times. I'm also going to color 2 different card panels, so that'll be my 5 different techniques. In this first technique to color the glitter cardstock, I'm going to use alcohol inks, and these are from Ranger, and I have the Tim Holtz Ranger blending tool for the alcohol inks. It's the mini round blending tool that has the felt applicators. So I just put some of the alcohol ink on the felt applicator and I'm just pressing it down on that glitter cardstock, and you can see you get some really pretty colors and it's pretty vibrant. So if you just have white cardstock, alcohol inks are a good way to color those cardstocks. I am using the Tonic Studios Easy Clean Matte underneath to make sure that I don't stain my work surface. Okay, the second technique that I'm going to use is to use some Tonic Studios Nuvo crystal drops. Now, the difference between this and the alcohol inks is that you're not going to see the glitter cardstock underneath the Tonic Studios Nuvo crystal drops because I'm using a pretty thick application. Maybe if you use the jewel drops, you would see that glitter cardstock. But the way that I'm going to do it is cover up the love part of the die cut and use a rainbow of those Nuvo crystal drops, and then you'll have that white scallop circle that is attached to the L and the E in the glitter white cardstock, so it gives you kind of a two-toned effect. The next technique for coloring glitter cardstock is to use Tim Holtz Distress inks, and for this application I'm using the typical Distress ink foam blending tool. So this applicator has the mini round foam and I'm just pressing it again onto that cardstock, and I'm using about 3 different colors of inks. I'll have them all linked down below for you, but you can see you get a really nice ombre effect, and that is something that I have never seen in an actual glitter cardstock. I've never seen them sold as ombre glitter cardstock, so this is a really fun way to color your glitter cardstock if you have just white to create that really pretty ombre look. And I think that that would make such a pretty shape or even sentiment like we have there. The next technique is to use acrylic paint. One of my favorite acrylic paints is the Studio Calico Color Theory paints. I like them because they're kind of the perfect thickness. So they're not so viscous that you're going to have trouble getting them on the glitter cardstock, but they're not so thin that they're watery. They're just absolutely perfect. And I'm just using a Ranger paintbrush and I'm doing some kind of medium strokes. Some of them are kind of dry strokes. Some of them have more paint on them to kind of give it an artistic feel. So again, you don't normally see glitter cardstocks that have that kind of paint brush color to them, and you can still see that glitter shining through the paint, which is another thing that I really like about this technique. So it's still going to be very shiny and glittery, but now it's going to have a really pretty color, and those color theory colors like this mint hint are absolutely beautiful. So for the 5th and final technique for covering glitter cardstock, you can use water-based or watercolor markers. I'm using a mix of some markers that I got from Michaels that are watercolor markers, and then some of my Tombow markers, which are my absolute favorite water-based markers for sure. And when I get some blending going on between the 2 colors and I need to clean off my marker, I'm just scratching it onto my mat, and that will clean off the marker tip. So don't worry about, transferring one color of marker to another color of marker. All you have to do is kind of scribble it off and it will go back to how it normally is. So I have, again, a rainbow effect here, and that's another thing I've never seen, is really a pretty rainbow glitter cardstock. These are all ideas, if anybody's listening, that I would love to see and not have to make myself. But to put these to cards, I'm going to cut out a couple of circles that are slightly larger than that love die. I have a black that I cut out in a stitched circle, and then also a white that I cut out for one of the other cards. The one thing when you're adhering this glitter cardstock, or you're adhering something on top of it, it's fine if you're adhering it to paper. So if you're adhering the glitter cardstock to paper, you can just use a tape runner. But if you're trying to adhere something down to the glitter cardstock itself, you probably want to use a good liquid adhesive. So I really like the Therm mixed media adhesive. It is a strong liquid adhesive that dries quickly, and it also dries clear. So if any comes out the side, you don't have to worry about seeing it. I'm also going to apply a few of the Nuvo crystal drops in the same colors that I use on that love die cut, just to add a little bit more dimension and shine around that. And then I'm going to also add a few of the Nuvo crystal glaze drops as well. Okay, so here's my acrylic paint background, and since I'm adhering that back of that to paper, I can use tape runner for that. But when I'm trying to adhere my paper to the glitter die cut, I am going to use that mixed media adhesive from Therm, which is that nice strong liquid adhesive. And then again, when I'm adhering the die cut that has paper on the back to paper, I can just go back to using my tape runner. And that has both the Distress ink die cut and the acrylic paint panel as well. And so once again, I'm just going to add a few of the Tonic Studios. These are the jewel drops though, the Nuvo jewel drops, and those dry both translucent and dimensional. And so I'm going to use them in pink and orange to coordinate with the die cut. For this one, I wanted the die cut to hang off the side, so I am going to put tape runner on the left-hand side of the die and just avoid that right-hand side for the most part. And once I have it placed where I want it, I'm going to flip that card panel over and just cut off the excess so it's flush to that right-hand side. And then I'm going to adhere this over some Turquoise C cardstock. This is Gina K cardstock, both the black and the blue. And then I'm going to match some of the blue Tonic Studios Nuvo crystal drops. Again, I just really like using these on pretty much all of my cards. I like not having to buy packages of enamel dots and just having a bunch of bottles of different colors of the Tonic Studios Nuvo crystal drops. I'm also going to use the Tonic Studios Nuvo embossing powder in white. So I have a couple of sub-sentiments from this Simon Says stamp set. It's a set that was from one of their kits, and I really like the sub-sentiments and they go well with the love die cut. So I'm going to use some anti-static powder tool on there and stamp love. The love is in the die cut, and then You Endlessly is stamped. And then for this one, I used the same stamp set, but I used That We're Friends. And I just put that on a small strip of black cardstock. And for this final one that has the rainbow panel and then the Nuvo crystal drops, it says Everything About You. So love everything about you. So that's 5 different ways to color your glitter cardstock. If you're interested in the supplies I use, they'll all be linked down below. You can subscribe here to my YouTube channel to see videos as they come up, and then you can check out my blog for more information. I'll also have some videos here that you might be interested in, and I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. Have a wonderful day.